It's time for Community Matters, a service of TCB Broadcasting, and it's sponsored by Vidalia Federal in Lyons and Vidalia, Todd Paget Housing Center in Claxton. Now let's see what's happening in our community with host Tony Doc Wardlaw.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this edition of Community Matters. I'm your host, the Doc, Tony Wardlaw, and we are here on another wonderful, beautiful Wednesday morning. And as always, I say we live in one of the, if not the, best community in the whole world. And I'm excited and I'm happy always to do this show because I get to bring to all of us, those movers and shakers in our community, the people who are helping to make our community better. And this morning we have in the studio the one and the only, the man himself with a newly manicured hairdo.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep.
The one and the only Mr. Jonathan Gordy. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Doc. How about you, man?
Good, man.
Good.
We had you on the show, I think, the earlier part of last year.
We did, yep.
And we're bringing you back this year.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be talking about the Soapbox Derby.
Absolutely.
But before we do,
right.
I just want to talk to the man himself. The one and the only Mr. You kind of threw me off guard there. We weren't on air yet.
Right.
And then you just started singing.
Right.
And man, it was a voice from heaven.
Well, I appreciate that.
Wow.
I do. It is a gift from the Lord. Been singing in church all my life.
Mm-hmm.
Sang on the road with a group called Kindred Spirit for about right 8 to 10 years. We call ourselves a part-time group. It's a full-time ministry, but we were not full-time on the road.
Okay.
Bigger group like the Wardlaw brothers were at one point. I know y'all were hitting the road pretty hard and touring pretty hard.
Yeah.
But the Lord saved my soul a long time ago.
See that, man.
I was one of those kids that was in church 9 months before I was born, about like you were too.
That's right.
And a lot of people don't get that joke, but I was there. So my parents have always been, my family's always been there. That if when the church doors are open, we're there to serve.
That's good,
I'm not perfect by any means, but Christ calls for progress, not perfection.
See that, man.
And so I try to live my life the best I can to resemble him.
Mm-hmm.
He saved my soul in the first week of May of 2009.
Wow.
Made it right then and got baptized.
Mm-hmm.
Both me and my wife were baptized together.
See that, man.
At church. And so we attend Lyons First Baptist Church and try and do what I can to further the gospel and grow the kingdom.
So you as part of that, you were singing with Kindred Spirits.
Yeah.
In fact, that's how you met your wife?
That is how I met my wife. I met her singing in her church. I think, man, she's a teenager. I was young as a singer. I think I was 19 the first time I met her.
That's a good blessing from coming from serving God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In 2002, she was 18. I was 21 at the time, and I was just like, this is it. She's the one. So I packed it up and moved to Charleston, South Carolina, where she was from. And
wow.
And we got married and had our first child, Alex. He's 20 now.
Mm-hmm.
And then
so you moved from Toombs County.
I did. Yep.
To Charleston.
I did. Sure did.
A girl will do it.
A girl will do it. That's right. Especially when you know she's the one.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so she's been a blessing in my life for 21 years. That's how long we've been married. And
good for you, bro.
Appreciate that. And there's been times where she's probably wanted to strangle me, and I've wanted to strangle her. But
right.
when that's marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. Just thankful that I have her and thankful for my 2 boys. And thankful that I got to move home and raise my kids in this community because there's no better community to me than this area to raise a child.
Well said.
Yep.
Well said. So you've been back here, and are you still doing any singing?
Not as much anymore. I feel like the Lord was kind of closing that door in my life and want to start using me in a different way.
Okay.
I still encourage my son Alex. He helps lead worship at Lyons First, but he also helps run like media and stuff like that on Sundays. And so really been focusing in on our men's, what we call our brotherhood at Lyons First. It's a men's ministry. And so I've never been one to really be able to talk in front of people and stuff. So I think the Lord sometimes moves us into somewhere where we're not
Yeah,
comfortable.
Uncomfortable. So.
Yeah, He keeps us uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and I think that's how we grow.
Yeah, man.
And so, and if if you ever feel comfortable in doing what you're doing, then especially when it comes to serving the Lord, you got to go, okay, am I doing the right thing?
Enough.
Am I doing enough?
Yeah.
And so I just felt like that time of my life was coming to an end as far as being out front leading, as far as music was concerned, helping lead worship. So Jim Donald, you know Jim.
Yeah,
Jim's our music minister at Lions First.
Wow.
And I just went to Jim and I just told him, I said, I feel like this is what the Lord's doing and where He's leading. And at the time, I was struggling a little bit with my voice as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
I couldn't tell it this morning. And ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, Mr. Jonathan Gordy walked in, and it's a beautiful morning, and he just started singing, just impromptu.
Yeah, and doing a mic check.
He stopped the show right there.
I appreciate it.
Doesn't sound like anything's wrong with your voice, brother.
Right. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. You go through seasons with your voice where you struggle a little bit, and then it feels like you can sing to the rafters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, you've been doing it long enough.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much my story. Pretty.
Good stuff. So how long have you been back in Toonstown?
I have been back home since 2006. My dad, it's always been his dream to have a tire store like we have, automotive, repair shop.
Mm-hmm.
He worked at Palmer Tire for 15 or 17 years, something like that, in Vidalia.
Wow.
And the Lord gave him an opportunity in '97 to go into business for himself. And he did that. And he just did what he was doing for Palmer Tire and started doing it for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2006, he called me, actually in '05, he called me and he said, "Hey, the Lord's opening the door for me to be able to do this, but I want you to come home."
Wow.
Take what you've learned in Charleston working for Gerald's Tires and Brakes, and I was a manager for them. I was one of the store managers for them, and he said, apply what you've learned and bring home, and let's do it here. So that's what we're doing. Yep.
Man, this is, it's a great story. It's an inspirational story. Also, for all of our listeners, it just goes to, if you have a dream, all you got to do is push forward. And,
that's right.
Sounds like y'all work together.
We do.
Now you've been in business for
how working with family can be. So we butt heads from time to time. We do it way less now than what we used to.
Right.
When I was younger, and now Alex is the third generation. Now he's working with us full time.
Yeah, and he's a pretty sharp fellow, man.
Yeah,
he's
a good looking kid. My two boys got their looks from me because their mama still got hers.
Come on, man.
So,
they took what little bit you had.
Took my hair and everything, man. I promise you.
That is funny.
But yeah, he's working with us full time. He is an asset to what we do.
Wow.
He is in my tire department lube side of our business. He's my right hand.
Yeah, he's sharp.
And so he's very knowledgeable. He's like this morning. We had a technician out sick, so he's over there helping turn wrenches on vehicles to get them done. So I am a truly blessed man.
Mm-hmm.
And so
you all have been in business now for how long?
So Dad's been in business since '97, but we started in '06 with the actual retail tire store, and we grew it from just doing brakes and front end work, and now we're just almost everything bumper to bumper except for body work.
Wow. Almost 20 years. Now.
Almost 20 years. Yep.
Here in Toonstown.
Guy that went to high school with me. His name's Kevin. He came on board with us right after we opened the new store, and he's my lead tech, but he's also my diesel tech. So he's brought a lot and added a lot to what we can do as far as being able to help service the community and their vehicle needs and stuff like that.
That's outstanding, man.
Yep,
outstanding. Well, not only do you have a business, can you sing? And I even heard a little preaching there this morning.
Right.
But you also head up our Soapbox Derby.
Yes, sir. I sure do. Yeah.
And we are the Soapbox Derby of the world, aren't
we? We are the capital. We are the Soapbox Derby capital of Georgia for most definitely. There is another Soapbox Derby in Georgia. That's North Georgia Soapbox Derby, but they don't do everything that we do. We hold 4 weekends of rally racing here a year. We also have what we call our local race. So with rally racing, just real quick, rally racing is a way for a kid to be able to race and accrue points. And if you basically, they want to be able to accrue 600 points in their racing through the year to be able to qualify to go to Akron for a Rally World Championship. And then we have our local Soapbox Derby in May, and that's our big race. We call it, that's our Indianapolis 500, so to speak, right?
That's good.
So, and then we declare a local winner. So last year we sent 6 kids here as rally champions, and then 3 local champions because we raced 3 divisions. We raced stock, super stock, and masters. So
did we bring back any
we did
winners?
bring back one world championship. We sure did.
Get
Her name's Queen Driggers. She won it was the wheel swap challenge is what they call it. It's a race during the middle of the week.
Yeah.
And she won and it's still considered a world championship because everybody's from the world that's qualified to be there is there.
See there, man.
Yep. And she won the wheel swap challenge. So she has added a world championship to the Driggers family. They are the kings of soapbox racing around here, and they're good friends of mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so. Quinn Driggers.
Quinn Driggers. Yep.
How old is she?
She is. I think she just turned 11.
Oh my goodness!
Yep.
Wow.
So, her older brother and older sister are both 2-time world champions.
We're gonna have to get Quinn on the show.
Oh yeah, we'll get together pretty soon and get all them in here, and that way you can have them on the show. That'd be great.
That'd be good, man.
Absolutely.
So you guys have been busy. You're doing big stuff.
Yep.
We've got some stuff coming up soon.
We do this weekend. Matter of fact, just to put it out there for kids that want to check soapbox racing out, we actually have a rally race going on this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So there's actually 2 races per day, and so there's an AM race and a PM race. And so we'll be out there all day, both days. So just to put it out there for parents and children, if you want to come check us out and see what we're about, come out and take a look at us. Hey, find me. My name's Jonathan Gordy. I'm the director for the Southeast Georgia Soapbox Derby. Be glad to meet you, shake your hand, and if we have time, it's like I told Mr. Crabb the other day. I said, if we have time if we got a little break between races on the AM and PM each day, we have 2-seater cars that we can send a kid down just to see if they like going down the hill.
See that, man.
And so, and we just want to get it out there that we've got that coming up, and May will be here in the blink of an eye.
Before you know it.
Before you blink your eyes, it'll be
2024. Can you believe that?
Right.
We're in 2024. It seems like just yesterday I was graduating high school in 91.
I feel the same way. I was 9 years behind. I graduated with your brother Rodney.
Yeah.
So,
what year was that?
99.
99.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that we're in 2024 now?
Yes.
That's oh my God.
Blink of an eye, man. So, we've got that coming up. We just want to put it out there. Hey, you can reach me at the south. You can go on our webpage at southeastgeorgiasoapboxderby.com. It could be .org. You can probably just Google it, Southeast Georgia Soapbox Derby. Just Google that, and it'll probably list our page. Our page is attached to the Akron handles our webpage for us. And so in Akron is the International Soapbox Derby. They're the governing body of soapbox racing. So. But yeah, you can look that up, and my phone number will be attached to that. You can give me a shout. I'll be glad to talk with any parent that has any questions. So,
ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Mr. Jonathan Gordy. He is I would say he's our director of our regional and our local soapbox derby. I want to take a quick break, but I want to come back, and we're going to give those the emails and all of that information out one more time. And then I want to talk about Saturday the 13th. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna come back and talk with Mr. Gordy right after these messages.
Smarter, not harder. Here at Vidalia Federal, we are all about that phrase as we strive to make your life easier. No more drowning in paperwork or being interrogated over the idea of buying a house. Getting a home loan should be an enjoyable, simple process, not a daunting task. This is Julia McKenzie with Vidalia Federal Savings Bank, and I am here to make the mortgage process easy and simple. Come see me at the Vidalia branch on Jackson Street to talk about your next home purchase or refinance. I look forward to serving you. Member FDIC, Equal housing lender.
Celebrate good times. Come on. Happy New Year, South Georgia. This is Anthony J. with Todd Paget Housing Center, inviting you to come celebrate with us on our huge home inventory. That's right. We have a home for every budget with our wide selection of houses. So don't settle for a home from another dealership because they don't have a large selection to choose from. Come celebrate picking out your dream home at Todd Paget Housing Center, and let's have a good time. Come on. Todd Paget Housing Center, setting a new standard in the manufactured home industry this year and every year.
Welcome back to this edition of Community Matters. I'm your host, the Doc, and we are here. We've been talking with the one and the only Mr. Jonathan Gordy, and we found out some new things about you this morning.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew, man. You are a singer. You've got a word of God in you.
Right.
You're a strong family man.
Yes.
All of this. And also a part of that is being a local business owner.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, all of this on top of being the director of our Soapbox Derby.
Yes, sir. It's a
busy man.
I'm a busy man. There's no doubt.
Are you still doing any singing with Kindred Spirit?
No, not really. I stepped down from the group in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And got a phone call the other day from a friend of mine out of Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
He was the original lead singer of Kindred Spirit. I was the original baritone, and my friend Kendall
Mm-hmm.
was the owner proprietor of Kindred Spirit. He started the ministry.
Mm-hmm.
So about 4 years ago, Kendall had shut Kindred Spirit down. Just the guy he had singing baritone wanted to go in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't find another guy to kind of really mesh, the sound, looking for the sound they wanted. So he shut the group down, and of course Mike called him just like that and said, "Hey, come sing tenor for me."
See there, man.
And so Kendall's been singing with him for about 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I go fill in for them from time to time if they need me.
Yeah.
Yep, and I do a fill-in role for them.
Gets all the original OGs back.
The original guys, that's right. And we have a good time, and it fits just like a glove, like with you and your brothers when y'all get together and you start singing. It's just it just meshes well and sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's part of the life. My buddy Mike called me the other day with King's Cross, and he just said, "Hey, our lead singer, he's a lawyer in Chattanooga,
mm-hmm.
and he's got an opportunity to become a circuit court judge up there,
mm-hmm.
and he's stepping down.
Mm-hmm.
I was the first one to cross his mind. Would you mind coming to do it?" And I said,
I'm going
to have to pray about it. And I told him that, but just talking it over with my wife and us being in prayer about it and having conversations and everything, and I had to call him and go, "Hey man, I appreciate the opportunity, mm-hmm. but I have so much on my plate with trying to run the business and being the Soapbox Derby director. If I try and add that, something's going to go amiss somewhere. Something's going to go lacking."
Mm-hmm.
So, the Lord just didn't give me a peace about it,
mm-hmm.
doing it. I enjoyed the opportunity, and I was excited that they considered me.
Yeah.
But it was it's not the right timing. It's not the Lord's timing, and that's okay with me. I'm perfectly okay with that.
Good. Because being the Soapbox Derby director, that's a lot.
It's almost a full-time job, just like with owning a business.
Wow.
I've got a great committee of people that are on the committee with me.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Matt Driggers, Quinn. We talked about her earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad's on there. He used to be the director. He's got so much going on with his job as well.
Mm-hmm.
He stepped down about 2 years ago,
mm-hmm.
and then we had another person step in as director. And then they realized how heavy of a burden it was, and they were just like, what, I'm not cut out for this. And that's okay. That's okay. You step in, think you can do it, and at times I feel like I'm not adequate enough to be able to do the job, but I've been able to lean on these people. We got Matt Driggers, Jerome Williamson. We got Miss Leslie Harrell. Yeah. She's over our Southeast Georgia Soapbox Derby pageant. She's the director for the pageant. She's on our committee. We've got a young man out of Swainsboro. His name's Cody Hopkins. He's a committee member. We just added 2 committee members last night. Emma Salter is going to be our secretary, and then a new dad has come on, and
wow.
He and his son have just been gung-ho ever since they've got involved with Soapbox since last year at the local. His name's David Pickles.
Yeah.
And just being able to lean on those people to go, hey, can I give you this to do? Can I give you that to do? That makes life a whole lot easier when you got a good team. And without them, I wouldn't be able to do this, I promise you.
Yeah.
And so I think former directors have had issues where people just didn't want to step up, but I got a great group of people that will go, hey, what do you need me to do?
Ready to go.
They're ready to go. So we just did we're drawing numbers now. Of our last fundraiser was 31 guns in 31 days.
Okay.
So we sold those tickets from November to December. And so we started drawing, and we base it off the cash 3 drawing on the evening drawing every day for January 1 through 31st. And so we've already had some winners, and then some days you don't have winners. You know, so our goal was to sell 1,000 tickets. We sold like 625 tickets out of 1,000. So that's that's a good fundraiser for us.
Yeah.
And so we just got through with that.
Wow.
And we're going to have another one coming up in the middle of the year. We're going to do a $10,000 raffle.
Oh man, count me in.
Yeah, $10,000 raffle. Those tickets will be $100 per ticket.
Yeah.
And I know the Lions Club a few years ago did that same thing to do a big fundraiser for them. And so with these funds, what that's going to do is help us and the city be able to do some upgrades at the park for the track and things such as that. I mean, this past week or 2 weeks ago, they had a drain tile under the road collapse, and the city had to go fix it. So they had to go in there and patch it, which we're thankful for, because Chief Corley and City Manager Jason Hall, they were on it just like that right there, because they knew that that's part of our run out at the track. And so it's great to have the city behind us and doing what we're doing. And so I kind of add them as part of our team to be able to get those things handled. And they make life easy for us.
Outstanding, man. So this is wonderful. This is great. If you're listening and you are interested in knowing more about the Soapbox Derby, this weekend will be a good place for you to come out and learn.
Absolutely.
That's Saturday the 13th. What times?
So our race on Saturday will start somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock. It all depends on how many we've got people. Listen, we got people coming from California,
Wow.
Nebraska,
I told you that we were
Ohio,
the capital of
West Virginia. We were
outstanding.
2 weeks ago. So New Year's weekend, we were actually in Sanford, Florida, racing down there. They had 62 car count for that race.
Gracious, man.
So November, we had a 42 car count here. That's a big that's a big car count for us here. So we may be close to that same number again this weekend. And so,
So come on out. Come on out.
Absolutely. Come check us out.
Be a part of it. What time should people start getting there?
Whenever they want to come. So the racing start probably around 9 or 10 o'clock. It all depends on how long it takes us to get those cars scaled in, because each child and car have to weigh a certain amount. So those classifications dictate what weight that is.
That's right.
So, and we can, if you have questions, we can go more in depth about it on that day. But yeah, that's it's a good way to spend time with your kid.
There you go.
For me, it's with my oldest one, he was always into sports and everything, so it was easy to bond with him. My youngest one, he could care less about sports.
Yeah.
We bonded over soapbox racing.
That's excellent.
And that's how we drew close to each other.
Wow.
And so it was a great way for me to bond with Noah.
What about the afternoon? When will that race start?
Generally, we give it generally our morning race ends probably around 2 or 3 o'clock.
Okay.
If we have time, we generally take about a 30-minute break and we roll right into the afternoon race.
Oh.
The morning race is a double elimination race. The afternoon is single elimination. So it's about half the time of what the morning race would be.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun day. The kids have a blast doing it, and they, the kids are there and they're learning about competition.
Yeah.
They're learning about being a sportsmanship.
There you go.
And things such as that. So that's what we want to teach. We want to teach integrity and sportsmanship and competition, but do it in a fair way.
And this is for girls and boys.
Girls and boys.
What ages?
So stock class is from 7 to 13 years old.
Okay.
Super stock is from 10 to 18.
Got it.
And then our master's division is from 10 to 20 years old. So it ranges from 7 to 20 years old.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Outstanding. And you don't have to have prior athletic abilities.
No, sir. You sure don't. Just, can you drive it straight? How straight can you drive it?
See,
and then when you cross the finish line, stop the car.
And you talked about the possibility of some children being able to see if sit in some cars and maybe ride.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have, like I said, we have our Super Kids cars.
Okay.
Super Kids are for special needs children,
Okay.
and so we have our Super Kids race the Friday before our local in May.
Mm-hmm.
So that we have those cars, and so if a kid's like, I don't know if I want to drive it down the hill, well, come on. We'll get you an experienced driver in a Super Kids car, and they'll just drive you down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
If you think it's something you want to do, we might, if we have enough time, we can give you a chance to drive one of the Soapbox cars down the track.
Wow.
So, yeah, we
Outstanding.
try and be as inclusive as we can. To me, it does not matter your race, creed, religion, whatever you want
Doesn't
to.
matter.
Whatever, it does not matter.
You come on out.
Come on out.
This is outstanding.
Yep.
Well, we're just thankful. We thank you for your service, your
Yes, sir.
time.
It's an honor to do it.
Not a pay, not big pay in this.
No, it does not pay anything. I just want to see it. I want to see our Derby grow. I know when Michael Williamson when he was director of our Derby, they I think the most they had one year was 75 cars.
Oh my
That's when they raced it.
Oh yeah,
out
yeah,
here
right.
at the end of
on
the
Victory.
road down here on Victory.
Yeah.
So COVID hurt us because we didn't get to race.
Mm.
The year before COVID, we had like 65 cars in our field between 3 divisions. COVID hit us pretty hard. I think we had like 38 or 40.
Yeah.
Then 21. And then 22, we grew it a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 23, we had 55 cars in the field between 3 divisions. I would love to see that back in the 60s or the 70s this year. So I want to. You're probably hearing it on the radio, but I would like to reach out to any business owner. Years ago, I know that when the Derby really revamped itself and got itself back out in the community again, a lot of cars were sold to business owners in the community. So business owners, if you have a car is sitting in a building somewhere that has not been raced and you're hearing me talk about it, you go, wait a minute, I do have one of those. Call me.
Yeah.
Call me. You can reach me at Gordy Tire and Brake or Gordy Enterprises. Both offices are there at the shop. You can reach me there. You can look up my telephone number on the Southeast Georgia Soapbox Derby page.
Okay.
Call me. I'll be glad to pick it up. If you don't want to store it anymore, we have a brand new Derby building where we can do that.
That's right.
And we got room to store it because we want to put kids in it, and we want to teach kids about honesty and being fair.
There you go.
And competition and integrity. Wow. So that's what we want to do.
Good stuff, man. This is outstanding. This Saturday, the 13th.
Yes, sir.
All day, come on out.
Yep.
And
we do have concessions there.
Yeah,
as well.
We're gonna have concessions.
Yep.
What about Run What You Brung?
All right, Run What You Brung will be the Friday night before the local.
Look at here, man.
We want to go ahead and put that out there too.
Yeah.
That you build a contraption and show us that you can stop it and you can steer it, you can race it.
All right.
We'll send you right. I call it a contraption because there are some contraptions out there. Listen, y'all. We have had bathtubs.
See those?
We've had recliners. We got one called the Speed Worm. This is you got to come out and see
this. When can you bring that? When is that?
So that race will be the Friday night before the local. So I think our local's May 4th. So on May the 3rd, we'll have that like we did last year. Yeah, we'll have Run What You Brung. We're already in talks now about having a monetary. If you win, you're going to win some money.
See that?
So we haven't decided on what that's going to be, which we can talk again later maybe. If
Yeah,
you'll have us back on.
absolutely, man.
We'll go in depth about that some
Look
more. So
forward to it.
y'all folks, you got from January till May
To get it
adults
together.
to build something and put it together and send it down Derby Hill.
Wow, outstanding. This is good. Again, thank you, Brother John.
Hey, thanks for having me. I
Yes,
greatly
sir.
appreciate
This
it.
is good. This is outstanding. If you're not doing anything, please come out Saturday. That'll be in Parton Park.
At Parton Park. That's
Come
right.
on out, join everybody. It's going to be a good day. They're going to have concessions. If you want to see what it's about, this will be a good time to come out
Absolutely.
and just kind of see what's going on. And then you have until May to perhaps get things together. And who knows, you might end up in Akron, Ohio,
You just might.
and you yourself might be like young Miss Quinn Driggers,
Yep.
a world champion.
That's right.
Wow,
That's right.
outstanding. Thank you again, brother.
Hey, thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir. This has been another great show, and as always, we thank Miss Dorothy Davis for her help and her work in making sure this is on our website. You can go to our website, tcbbroadcasting.com. That's tcbbroadcasting.com, and you can see the clean-shaven Mr. Jonathan Gordon.
That's right. Got a clear right off the top of my bald head. That's right.
That is so funny. And also, we thank Miss Robin Crabb, our general manager, for producing our shows. And we thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Please get the word out about our Soapbox Derby here in this area. It is the Soapbox Derby capital of Georgia, and sounds like the nation. And we're on the rise.
We are on the rise.
with you at the helm.
We are
We're
a
on
destination
our way.
race now, brother. People want to come. They know that we're going to run an honest and fair race, and
Good stuff.
so they want to come participate. We had some back in November. We had family out of Clearwater, Florida. They only race in Florida. They've only raced in Sanford or Ocala, and they become just acquaintances. And I said, you need to come up and race with us. So they came up, and they had one of their nephews come with them, and he was like, man, I want to race. And I was like, well, I'll have you a car here tomorrow. So I went and pulled one out of my shop that Noah used to race, the super stock, and put him in it, and he raced.
See that?
And those guys are just like, man, we can't believe that they like it that our pits are at the top and not at the bottom, because they can all feel like they have family time together, not spread out like they generally are anywhere else they go.
Good stuff.
So we got some unique attributes for our track that are different than everybody else.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
My goodness. Thank you, man. This is good stuff. Thank you once again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And to our listeners, please let us do all we can to make our community a better place in
Amen.
which to live. If you're not doing anything, once again, come out on Saturday at Parton Park. I'm your host, The Doc. God bless you. Love you. We'll see you again, Lord's will, on next week, where we'll have another great show for you. Come back and listen to us on next Wednesday at 8 o'clock a.m. Until then, God bless you and take care. See you soon.
You've been listening to Community Matters with host Tony Doc Wardlaw, sponsored by Todd Paget Housing Center in Claxton and by Vidalia Federal in Lyons and Vidalia. Tune in again next week to see what is happening in our community on Community Matters, a service of TCB Broadcasting.